Hello, this is Victor at historiamercedes.com, and this video is for James in Arkansas, and this is the 95, I believe, 95 S500 coupe throttle actuator that is repaired, and now it's being bench tested. So I just want to show you the readings. I just put it on the bench because I had another unit that was on the bench, so there was so now that unit passed, so now it's this unit's term, so let it sit on the bench, and if it all goes through fine, when it heats up and everything, it will be ready to mill tomorrow morning. I'd rather let it sit overnight or throughout the whole day. Now there was a couple of issues with this unit. Yes, it was totally not working completely. It's like it was just that faint click in it. On top of wires, they were completely bare. It was horrible, actually. There was this piece broken. This is the stoppie inside potentiometer case, and this piece was broken. Although it would make contact, but because the spring would push on the switch too much, it's not good. So because of that, I decided to open up potentiometer. So I actually had to go deep into brains just to make sure that potentiometer is okay, because if this piece breaks, this is quite a chunk of plastic here. This is not small. Potentiometer is way thinner plastic, so maybe it was overheat happening on the engine or something. So I wanted to double check, and thank God it was fine. So I had to clean it all up and put it back together. But this piece I replaced because I don't want to take any chances with this. It's just not easy to remove and replace this piece, because you do have to remove potentiometer to do that. So for that reason, I already went and opened up potentiometer as well. But oh, come on now. But now it's all good, and as you can see, it is operational now, working very nicely. And let's just take a look at the linkage. Very light, very smooth. Okay, very good. I bent the linkage back down because it was pushed up a little bit. Not a big deal. It happens when you remove these things. Sometimes, you know, there is really very little space there, so that is fine. And yeah, so this unit is working. Now let me show you the readout, as I always do. 4.24 on top potentiometer R2, R1 is 0.49, right on the spot. This could go from 0.4 to 0.6, and that one stays around 4.24. Yeah, sometimes 1/100th of a volt up and down, no big deal. Micro switches remain where they are. That little piece that broke was one of the micro switches. Don't mind this jumping, that's the computer glitch. It's been doing this for years. As many years I've been doing this, it's been doing that. When you open the throttle, micro switches and change their location, as you can see, to off on. If I go back to idle, it will be on off, as you can see, and you open it, they switch over. Now voltages, as you can see, throttle is fully open, so our voltages on top, as you can see, they also change. So potentiometers, both of them, there are two potentiometers, they both work fine. So there's no binding, nothing. It's pretty good, pretty happy. I will have to realign the plate, because as you can see, I had to take the plate out. I had to disassemble unit completely to get to potentiometers. So the rough edges over there will be also smoothened out. But that's after I bench tested. I needed to warm up a lot, so I want to make sure that the gaps right there, you see the tiny little gap, it has to be proper. Like, it's just very close at the edges here. See, like at the shaft, it's just tiny gap, less than a millimeter. So that all has to be, you see, like less than a millimeter. You barely see it. So that cannot bind. Sometimes that happens when throttle body warms up. So that's why I need to have it hot. So once it heats up to get hot, then the aluminum, it expands a little bit. So I want to make sure that when it's warmed up fully, plate is not binding. So most likely this is going to be just fine. It's a good sign that it didn't work at all. Now it works fine, so I have no problems with it really at the moment, but I still need to double check on the bench and align the plate. Other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. So I'll let it sit like this for many hours and come back to it to check on the plate, and it will be ready to go. Alright, so this is all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.